All right, guys, so today's class is going to be about Room, which is Android's component framework for building data models. Now, you've previously seen things like JSON in our full stack class, and then you've seen a Google Firebase, which is an in the cloud data model. Now we're going to see something which is Room in Kotlin. So Android Room is a persistence component library that gives us components to build a filing cabinet to store app data. Right, so here's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to implement CRUD using this lab. Right, so we're going to implement CRUD. We're going to build an app, and initially version 1 of our lab, so this lab 1 is just going to output to Logcat. That's going to let us focus only on the CRUD operations of Room. And then part 2 will move ahead and we'll hook it up to some screens, to a front end and a recycler view. So when you run the app, you're going to keep Logcat open and you're going to see your stuff going on here in Logcat. Right, so the purpose of this is to just let us drill into how we do CRUD, and then we're going to build the front end in the second part of our lab. So we'll code it up, right? We'll retype the code, and we'll see what's going on here in terms of creating, deleting, and updating records. That's part 1. In the course of doing that, we're going to learn the big elements of this component framework called Room. And there's a lot of good stuff, right? This basically, all this material is coming from Android documentation site. So the big core pieces here, entities, which are data classes corresponding to tables in JSON or SQL. And then we're going to build data access objects, which are Kotlin interfaces that are giving us the methods to create, read, update, and delete data. And we're going to see how our database class is the big container that everything else fits in. So after our lab 1, you're going to have created these classes. Entity is a table. Data access object is a class for holding methods for doing your CRUD. And the database is the big container class that everything sits in. Right, so there's what an entity looks like. It defines the table. Here we just have one field, which is name. And the data access object, here we have methods for inserting and querying data. Later on, we'll extend that to delete as well. There's going to be our container. In this case, the database points to the fact that we have one table in this database. So anyway, take a look at this, and then we're going to get started in class today at 6 o'clock. We'll see you then.